Apex Tool Group is a global manufacturer and distributor of tools. We cover 6 global major brands. Our old planning software really only allowed us to do demand planning in the software. It did not allow us to do supply planning. So we were forced to do things in Excel and outside of the systems. One of the reasons we chose Kinaxis as a new planning tool for us was because of the collaboration that we were able to do. So that collaboration between demand and supply really allowed us to improve the entire network. To support holiday sales in the US, for example, we're able to run scenarios that if we wanted to shift that production forward by a month or backward by a month, we can change the demand signals in really real time, see what the supply and inventory impacts for that would be. One of those advantages is when we have excess inventory, being able to work with some of our larger customers to do bulk buys or buys ahead for them where we have excess inventory. And in the past, with the old solution, we might miss things because it was a manual calculation outside of the system. We really struggled to understand forecast accuracy and really even more important, forecast value add. We've been able to stand up a forecast value add metric that was never possible before.
At the time of the project started, Apex was struggling with excessive inventory. So really the critical requirements that drove the selection for Kinaxis was around the scenario planning capabilities, the collaboration capabilities within the tool, and the concurrent planning processes. And this included reducing their inventory footprint and improving fill rates and deliveries to the customers. And this really started with improving the forecast accuracy, which is like the tip of the spear that drives all of the additional associated improvement decision-making within the supply chain.
So our leadership views this project as one of the most successful that we've had recently at Apex Tool Group. And I think a lot of that had to do with Scott Sheldon. I think they came to the plate with a really great project plan, and we held close to that, and we were able to go live on time. I really think that the way they thought about how everything went, it was very methodically thought out from start to finish, and I think that was really beneficial for us.
So they asked us to come in and do a supply chain diagnostic. And through that diagnostic, we evaluated their processes, their current tools, their master data, and the quality of that data, and put together an overall roadmap that really centered around implementing a new supply chain planning solution.
The scenarios in Kinaxis give us the visibility to see impacts on our KPIs, such as fill rate to particular customers or channels. Kinaxis has brought a lot of value to our team with the what-if scenarios. We're able to take the questions from cross-functional teams such as sales, marketing, or channel groups, and when they propose questions such as, can we fill a particular spike order next quarter? Are we going to have the inventory to make this change or make this decision? And with the scenarios and Kinaxis, we do have that ability to confidently compare the scenarios and offer the solutions based on the what-if question. So I find a lot of value in Kinaxis and the scenarios to answer the what-if questions. We are able to make decisions instead of having static values. We're able to look at real-time data and see how changes can impact that concurrent planning process that we have. The Scott Sheldon team was very willing to help us understand our current business processes and help construct meaningful business solutions.
So with our old system, before we had Kinaxis, it was very clunky, very cumbersome to use. It was something where you'd have to identify each record one at a time, whereas now with Kinaxis, we can use aggregation, so we can look at thousands of records at one time, so we can forecast stuff really quickly in a way that we could not before. And so it's just really cut through a lot of the inefficiency that was there previously, and now it's a lot more streamlined and we can do things a lot quicker. Previously, I was spending most of my day flipping through records forecasting, whereas now I have a chance to actually look at other analysis that I need to do for other parts of my job. For example, if you say you wanted to forecast 100 items, it would take you probably an hour to get through, just because you were having to flip through each item at each site, trying to make sure everything was encompassed in your forecast. Whereas now you can do that same amount of forecasting in 10 seconds, because you can aggregate those items together and do all of them at the same time in the same time that it would take you to do one record.
A few weeks after go live, I received an email from Apex Tool Group describing a situation where prior to Kinaxis, they were not able to globally demand plan at an aggregate level. It just was not possible with their current technologies. Post Kinaxis, within minutes, they were able to globally demand plan at an aggregate level and have that demand plan disaggregated down to a SKU level globally. So something that was not possible before was now done in minutes that drives the performance and decision making within supply chain.